Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to our channel, Bhagavad-gita as it is, because we have it. We have the Bhagavad-gita as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and my name is Bhagavad-gita. So we are in the 10th chapter, the opulence of the Absolute, and today I'm reading text 37. Vrishninang Vasudevosmi Pandavanang Dhanang Jaya Muninam Apyahang Vyasa Kavinam Ushana Kavihi. Of the descendants of Vrishni I am Vasudev, and of the Pandavas I am Arjuna. Of the sages I am Vyasa, and among great thinkers I am Ushana. Purport. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Baladev is Krishna's immediate expansion. Both Lord Krishna and Baladeva, appeared as sons of Vasudeva, so both of them may be called Vasudeva. From another point of view, because Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, all the forms of Krishna that appear elsewhere are his expansions. Vasudeva is Krishna's immediate expansion. So Vasudeva is not different from Krishna. It is to be understood that the Vasudeva referred to in this verse of Bhagavad Gita is Baladev or Balaram, because he is the original source of all incarnations, and thus he is the sole source of Vasudeva. The immediate expansions of the Lord are called Svangsha, personal expansions, and there are also expansions called Vibhinangsha, separated expansions. So yes, we have that. Sometimes it's a little confusing to understand. God is one. We're monotheistic. We think there is one God. And then we hear about Krishna and Balaram and the incarnations and the Vishnu manifestations, and it sounds like there's a whole array of gods, but it's not. We hear the demigods, and that sometimes gets confusing, like India believes in many gods. And of course there are people who do believe in many gods, but understanding this tradition from the Vedas through the teachings of the Parampara, the disciplic succession, it is pointed out over and over again that the Devas are very powerful, and in a sense they can be called gods, but not in the sense of gods that, compete of the position, because there is one God who is the origin of everything, and everybody else are acting as his servants. Or we may also avoid acting as his servants. That does not supersede his position as God. So the Vedic theology is a little more sophisticated, so we understand how the Supreme Lord expands in different ways and shows up to do specific things, to display specific aspects, and some of them are complete expansions, so they are also Vishnu Tattva, they are also God, and some are more let's reuse Prabhupada's words, separated expansions, personal expansions and separated expansions, because somebody who comes to show a certain aspect of God's plan or powers, even if such a person is one of us, is a jiva soul, he can be considered an incarnation of the Lord's power, Shaktavesha avatar. So Krishna can appear in many ways, but of the descendants of Vrishni he is Vasudeva, and here the purport comes to the conclusion that in this specific verse it refers to Balaram, because he's also the son of Vasudeva. But the expression Vasudeva can sometimes refer to different persons. Amongst the sons of Pandu, Arjuna is famous as Dhananjaya. He is the best of men and therefore represents Krishna. Among the Munis, or learned men conversant in Vedic knowledge, Vyasa is the greatest, because he explained Vedic knowledge in many different ways for the understanding of the common mass of people in this age of Kali. And Vyasa is also known as an incarnation of Krishna, therefore Vyasa also represents Krishna. Yes, so we hear that in the beginning of this Kali Yuga, the tradition of Vedic knowledge used to be an oral tradition. But in this age of Kali, that sort of memory is very rare. I'm reading Bhagavad-gita over and over again, and I remember the concepts, but I'm thinking, which chapter was it in again? Which words were used again? I have to look it up. And I am extremely grateful that there is a book that I can look it up. But previous ages, that wasn't needed. You heard it, and then you remembered it, and then you could repeat it to teach others. And this age, we have books. So Vyasadeva did that. He took the Vedas and he divided them in 4 parts, and he compiled them. Then he did the Mahabharata and the Vedanta Sutra, so many things. He did the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the most important book of them all. So he's the most important sage. Or book. I mean, it's huge. The Srimad Bhagavatam is huge. It's 12 books, but it's all about Krishna. And it's all available because of Vyasadeva. Kavis are those who are capable of thinking thoroughly on any subject matter. Among the Kavis, Ushana, Shukracharya. Oh, okay, that's another name. Shukracharya I recognize. He comes back in the stories in the Bhagavatam also. Was the spiritual master of the demons. He was an extremely intelligent and far-seeing politician. Thus, Shukracharya is another representative of the opulence of Krishna. As I've been saying, we're reading the Bhagavad-gita now, but we must get to the Bhagavatam. And if I won't be able to do it, you must read the Bhagavatam, preferably in the company of devotees, but also to place a Bhagavatam set in your home, that there should be a Bhagavatam set in every home. So start planning for it. I'm reading text 38 as well. Dando dannayatam asmi nitirasmi jigishatam maunang chaiva si guhyanang gyana gyanavatam aham. It's interesting. I start to recognize some words and I'm thinking, Maunam, that means silence. What does that mean? Guhayam, oh, that means secret. Aha, it probably means what I think it means. Let's see if that is true. Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, I am punishment. And of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence. Yes. And of the wise, I am the wisdom. Purport. There are many suppressing agents, of which the most important are those that cut down miscreants. When miscreants are punished, the agency of chastisement represents Krishna. Among those who are trying to be victorious in some field of activity, the most victorious element is morality. It's interesting. Because when we understand the law of karma a little bit, we may see people be successful even if they are of low character and even if they are misusing their position. But then it is to be understood that they are reaping the fruits of previous good activities. And if in their present day activities they don't keep that trend, if they start to act in the immoral ways, and immoral certainly means when you misuse other people, when you lie and cheat and create a destruction, they will not plant any new seeds of morality, so their future karma will be very bleak. Amongst the confidential activities of hearing, thinking and meditating, silence is the most important, because by silence one can make progress very quickly. The wise man is he who can discriminate between matter and spirit, between God's superior and inferior natures. Such knowledge is Krishna himself. I will read the next text. Yachapi sarvabhutanang vidyam tadaham arjuna na tadasti vinayasyan maya bhutang characharam. Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existence. There is no being, moving or non-moving, that can exist without me. Purport. Everything has a cause, and that cause or seed of manifestation is Krishna. Without Krishna's energy, nothing can exist. Therefore, he is called omnipotent. Without his potency, neither the movable nor the immovable can exist. Whatever existence is not founded on the energy of Krishna is called Maya, that which is not. So, Sarva Karana Karanam. Everything has a cause, but the cause for all those causes is Krishna. So we want to get to the bottom of it. We want to understand things. Like sometimes we understand the superficial result of something, and then we argue about that. Like I was hearing a seminar on non-violent communication, and I'm not fully educated in that system at all, but I was grasping some point there that we speak about needs, and we all have needs. We all have to eat or sleep, otherwise we die. We also have emotional needs for our integrity, belonging in a group, and so many things. And if they are not met, we experience emotions. If we're hungry and we don't get to eat, maybe we become angry or, sad or something like that. And then we develop strategies. So we make a plan for how to achieve this result that we need. So if we're hungry and we want to eat, we can we can start growing food, and then we will have food, but it will take a very long time. Or we can go to the shop and buy some food if we have money. And if we don't have money, we can get it work, and then they will pay us some money. Or we can decide we will steal the food, or we can decide that we try to cheat someone so they will give us food. So these are the strategies, and they can be good or they can be bad, but below them are the emotions, and they are real, and below them are the needs, and they are also real. And below everything is Krishna. But what I mean to say is that it's very easy to get caught in arguing over the top layer, the visible layer in any situation. But if we dig a little deeper, then we will actually come to Krishna. And sometimes people think this is a little naive and a little bit, we talk about escapism, or we talk about, avoiding reality. But actually, all reality rests on Krishna. There's no being moving or non-moving that can exist without me. So if we can come to the cause of everything, and then we try to understand the knowledge that Krishna gives us, how we are not this body, we are the soul within the body. Of course, we will still have to eat, but we will have a wider perspective, and our strategies for life, we need to include that need of the soul beyond the body. We need to, and that basic need is to be connected to Krishna in loving service. So we come back to that a lot, because it's very central to our whole existence. So that's the main thing we want to understand. And then when we get some momentum in our spiritual life, then we can maybe get into the finer details of it. But we have to start somewhere, and why not start immediately when we have the opportunity? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare